Hi there, my name is Slorgs and I'm here to waste my valuable time justifying my opinions, like some loser. That's right, comment leaver, you have successfully triggered me. I recently released a video suggesting the changes to bipodded weapons in Squad were a huge step backwards for the game, whereby over a single hotfix, machine guns went from somewhat inaccurate suppression weapons to laser beam full auto sniper rifles. To my shock, large portions of the YouTube jury completely disagree, suggesting that I had some kind of mental deficiency for thinking such changes were a step backwards. I then released another video, this time about Project Reality, and in this video I use an automatic rifleman. In the comments, many people pointed out that bipodded machine guns in Project Reality are laser beam weapons, and went on to suggest that I was a hypocrite for liking laser beams in PR but not liking them in Squad. That guy's insane. So it would appear that I am a brain dead hypocrite. It's certainly an interesting take, but here's why you're wrong. Let's start with Squad. When the Squad devs pitched the ICO to the community in their first blog post, they stated very clearly that classes would have more clearly defined roles that would work within the context of the new suppression system and deviation mechanics, which they call barrel misalignment. Machine gunners, throughout 5 months of testing, and I should know, I was there for all of it and documented everything, were designed as a supportive suppression class. Throughout 8 playtests, machine gunners always had less accuracy when deployed, required more time to set up, and had similar scoping speeds to every other gun in the game. The state of the machine gun classes upon release of the full update were the result of almost half a year of testing. With this in mind, you can imagine my shock when just after 1 week of the update being out, a single untested rushed hotfix is released that undoes huge portions of the ICO that were built over months of testing that completely rework all bipodded weapons in the game and drastically change how the game is fundamentally played. Coincidentally, this hotfix that fundamentally changed portions of the game just happens to have been deployed mere days after thousands of players dropped negative reviews on the game after the ICO was released. Strange. It's almost like these fundamental team-based supportive classes were removed in a single patch to appease a bunch of review bombers that didn't like having to work with a team or play a slower game. Okay, let's simmer down and take a look at Project Reality. The machine guns in this game, when fully stabilized and burst fired, are laser beam weapons. I've actually complained about this in the past in videos you almost certainly haven't bothered to watch. In fact, even in the video I released playing PR recently, I made no claim that I liked the way ARs worked in PR but not in Squad. I said I liked the community in Project Reality and specifically put together a video highlighting the team play and squad dynamics you get so easily and regularly in that game. I just happened to be using a machine gun for some of it. I actually do think it's not ideal that the machine guns in PR can be used as fully automatic sniper rifles. But it is less of an issue in this game as the devs have never stated that machine guns should fall into a specific class role. In addition, suppression in PR is actually less severe than in Squad. In PR, suppression blurs your screen but doesn't affect your crosshair placement or deviation. This means if machine guns in PR were turned into supportive suppression weapons, they'd receive a massive nerf without falling into a useful role, as suppression is a less pivotal mechanic in the game. Also, Project Reality has a thing called deviation, represented by bars at the bottom of your screen. This means that while a machine gun can be a laser beam, it begins as a stormtrooper laser beam and only becomes Han Solo at the end. So if I've just sprinted for a few seconds, done a few bunny hops, and then deployed my AR, I'll be very inaccurate. This is not the case in Squad, at least not anymore. Now I can sprint around, bunny hop 3 times, deploy my gun, and be accurate full auto at 400 meters immediately. I hope this illustrates the differences between these two games. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I am hitting these targets successfully at 400 meters using the gun full auto with no stamina, which would not have been possible before this hotfix. My problem is not with laser beam machine guns in all games. My problem is that laser beam machine guns in the Squad ICO create huge imbalances in gameplay and go against the core goals the developers set out in the various blog posts they've made over the course of ICO development. The fact that I can now deploy any bipodded weapon and immediately provide or return accurate fire with an almost non-existent setup time just makes no sense. Players using unbipodded weapons are running around playing the ICO. After sprinting and pulling up a scope, they have to wait before engaging a target, slowing down gameplay and increasing teamwork, as was the original ICO design. Meanwhile, bipod players are playing near enough vanilla Squad, being able to deploy and engage accurately instantly with a complete disregard for their stamina. They also provide heavier suppression than non-bipoded weapons. This is by design, so the most accurate full auto now kill weapons in the game are also the best at suppressing. The role of the class has clearly been lost and has become infinitely more powerful than any other class in the game, and can be operated entirely solo and without the need to work with anyone else at all. This is exactly what the ICO was not supposed to be, and is my issue with the drastic untested changes. Now don't get me wrong, I still enjoy the new squad and have continued to have fun in the game. It now just feels like certain parts of the game are considerably more combat overhaul than other parts of the game. And before the bipods shouldn't have recoil, I've been in the military for 85 years, I've shot 12,000 people, I know how guns work, this isn't realistic comments come in. I'd like to once again remind you that Squad's goal with the changes has never been to make the game more realistic. The changes were introduced to slow down gunfights, improve team play, and expand the opportunities for team-based tactics, while also offering up more clearly defined classes and creating a team-oriented experience that is both inviting for new and veteran players. The latest hotfix, I feel, does not accurately support these goals, and in most cases is a huge step backwards for the game. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Feel free to review bomb me.